Okay, if you've seen the Hellingway video that we sort of went back through a second time to see what things she had seen in there that maybe we didn't catch the first time, or it would tell us more about what we're about to experience with the rapture and what's going to happen around the time of the rapture. She does say that she sees a comet that is going to come and hit the earth. Okay, now this is the one I think that had to do with the barley harvest or the harvest time where the people are frantically buying things and stuff like that. So she sees a comet or something that looks like a comet hit the earth. And then she also sees that the planets are lining up in this dream or vision. And that both of those things are actually in the heavenlies right now. There's a bunch of planets that are lining up in multiple different ways. There's like one thing where there's 5 of them in a row, another thing where there's like 3 or 4 of them in a row in a different direction. And they all sort of are lining up with Earth in their little lineups, that kind of thing. So remember, some of the things in the visions and dreams are symbolic. They're not necessarily exactly what we're going to see in the heavens, but it's like the total number of them are lining up. And so I was wondering, there was another prophet that came forward a long time ago. He was on different shows and stuff, and maybe it was 2015 when he first came on the scene, but I thought it was a little bit older than even that. But his name is Efrain Rodriguez, the prophecy. Now, he was, I'm pretty sure he's in Puerto Rico. And he predicted that the world when he predicted the impact would occur for this object hitting the earth, some kind of asteroid or comet, in the ocean near Puerto Rico, triggering a magnitude 12 earthquake and massive tsunamis. It would hit in the Atlantic Ocean, okay? And then he didn't really know exactly when it was going to happen. I guess he's just guessing out of his own understanding. He wasn't given this date in particular. And then I'm going to put you down so I don't have to scroll and you get dizzy, because I got to find the next part. It's a little bit further down here. And so I'm wondering, though, if this could be possibly what it is, because what he says, too, in the prophecy he gave was that there was going to be 3 days of darkness that had something to do with this impact of this asteroid or meteor or space debris or whatever this thing is that's going to hit in the Atlantic Ocean, that it would trigger 3 days of darkness. Well, now that we know about this darkness occurring around the same time as the rapture, in his mind, he may have associated the fact that the comet was going to make the place dark. But that may not be the truth. That may just be the interpretation is a little bit off, and that the thing is going to hit the earth, but then there's also going to be darkness coming from the spirit realm at the same time that this occurs. Do you see what I'm saying? It could just be a timing thing. Not one thing is dependent upon the other. In other words, the asteroid hitting the ocean is not going to cause the darkness, but the darkness is going to occur at the same time that the asteroid hits the ocean, if that makes sense. So if that is the case, and if this is occurring around the time of the rapture, because that's when the darkness happens, it's possible that this comet here that we're seeing, this C2025 R3 Pan stars, okay, that's the type of, or the name of the telescope. They name all these telescopes all these different names and stuff. The Vatican actually has one somewhere out in the southwest named Lucifer. So they always name these telescopes after their demon gods, their false gods. Another one is named Atlas, which is some kind of a god that's sort of like in the mythology kind of stuff. And so they always name the things after that. Well, there is a fake god named Pan, which is a goat god, like a Baphomet or something like that. And then it's also got the word star in it, okay? So it's the like demon goat god. Maybe that's a star as well, okay? And we do know that the fallen angels are actually in a little prison up there in Orion and Pleiades and the Bears, what the Bible calls it, of Ursa Major, okay? And the reason that they're in that prison is because they came down and mated with the human women in Genesis 6 there, and they made the giants, or the Nephilim, which are these hybrid creatures that were really big and very, very evil. Now, they're not just big basketball players, not some kind of like genetic mutation and they're just really tall. No, these things were absolutely evil and they were abominations to God, and that's really the main reason that the flood had to come, is to annihilate all these, okay? But we also know that they did return, and then that's what Moses' Joshua had to do, was annihilate these creatures from the area there that they were supposed to be claiming for the nation of Israel. So, given all of that, we understand that there's might be some kind of nefarious association with this comet based on what this name of this telescope is that has identified it. And we also see that it's going to come here close by to Earth, April 26th through the 27th. Now, they're saying again that it's going to be very, very far away, okay? Now, that could or could not be true, depending on what they want to tell us or not. But it's possible that something is going to hit the earth. Now, we've heard from 2 prophets that are saying it, and I'm not sure if Mr. Rodriguez is calling himself a prophet, but he had definitely got a prophetic dream or vision or something like that to show him that. And then Helengwe had seen it also, and it does fall around the time of the rapture, okay, both hers and Mr. Rodriguez's dreams and visions. So it's possible that if this comet gets off of its trajectory, if it gets sped up somehow, or even if it possibly hits the moon and makes a chunk of the moon fall out, then that could also cause this level of destruction. Because what they're saying, this research that I'm doing here, I'll just let you look at the chart now. They're saying that for something to do that kind of damage, what he described with these big tsunamis and stuff, that it would have to be like 2.5 miles long, okay? And this comet is not that big, okay, according to what they're saying here. And I don't know why they don't have the size on this chart. I thought I'd put both of them in there, but it's not. It says actual nucleus size is not precisely measured, okay? So, I mean, I guess there's a little question mark there still. It could be that big. They just don't know yet. But some of the things I was reading said that it wasn't that big. So, and then he predicted that it could hit Puerto Rico in 2015, but I don't think that was necessarily a thing from the Lord. I think there was just a comet around that time. So he was saying it could happen with this comet that's here. But obviously, see, it didn't happen then. But again, they're saying it's 44 million miles away, but we'll see what happens, because we do have people that are seeing it happen around the time of the rapture. All right. And then what Mr. Rodriguez has said is that it would be like a 12.0 magnitude earthquake and 1,000-foot tsunami, okay? And then, of course, they're saying with this, it's not going to be close to the earth, okay? We'll see. And then he also saw the 3 days of darkness from the debris is what he thought it was from. But it could be, again, a spiritual component to it. And then the actual comet has a glowing coma and a 10-degree tail that would be visible to sky watchers, so probably even without a telescope. So let's see, it's 21st, and they said it was when? The 26th through the 27th might be when we need to look for that. And then, again, it was claimed to be hitting the Atlantic Ocean near Puerto Rico, I think, is what it said there. And then the comet is supposed to be moving from Pisces to Pegasus, those constellations, okay? So I just want to let you know about that because, and then I think there's a picture of it here. I'll let you see. Get the picture up. Oh, well, of course, I got to pay for the newspaper. Well, I'm not going to do that. So, all right. So just kind of look at that and see what you think about it and start praying about it, because if we do get that thing to fall into the ocean around the time of the rapture, not only are the people going to be upset and confused as to why did certain people not go, why did all the Christians not go, where did the kids go, where did the babies go, but then they may also be in the midst of dealing with a cataclysm based on this thing hitting the ocean and causing these tsunamis and earthquakes at the same time. Now, we do know there's an earthquake coming. That's in the book of Joel chapter 2 as well. So it's possible that that they are going to see that kind of stuff. And then, of course, the tsunami is caused by a big earthquake, right? So if they've got sort of an earthquake happening because this thing has hit the ocean, but also an earthquake happening because the ground's going to open up and swallow some people with this Korah's rebellion kind of stuff that's going on during the darkness, it kind of all lines up, from the prophetic perspective and from the Bible. The scriptures are saying that that's going to happen. There's going to be earthquakes, and people are going to be swallowed up around this same time of this 3 days of darkness. So I just thought you guys might want to see that and see how it's all playing out together. Now, if you want to look at Helingue's, I think it was a dream that she was talking about, a prophetic dream. Her channel is called Revelations, with an S on it, Prayer Testimonies. Okay, Revelations, Prayer Testimonies on YouTube, and you can go and check out what she has to say about that. It was also the message of that the harvest is white, or at its very peak of being harvested as far as the people go. And if we don't get it soon, then it's going to rot, okay? It's just going to be worthless. It's not going to be of use to anybody because it's just going to spoil out there in the field, okay? They're going to have to go through the tribulation. They're going to have to die for their faith if we don't get them in the boat, okay? So we need to get them in the boat as much as possible. So each Reach 7 campaign is going on. I want you to try to reach out to 7 people every day, multiple times a day if you can, if you have the time, and get them in the boat. Share the information with them. Bring them over to the channel. Show them the best video that you like that tells how to get to the rapture, or that, once saved, always saved is a lie, or tell them why the rapture is going to be delayed and all that stuff. Go through that. You might have to break through the barriers of that no one's ever going to know when Jesus is coming. That kind of stuff. There's videos for all of those things, and it could be people that are just strangers. If you've already kind of tried to talk to the people that you know in your circles, family circles and church circles and work circles, then you may just have to go and reach out to strangers in the comment boxes and try to send them some information, okay? But we need to try to get as many people in the boat as we can, and you don't want to sit on this information and hide it in the ground like the parable of the talent, okay? We do need to reach out to them and think about it. If you were in the dark and you were believing lies, wouldn't you want someone to try to tell you the truth about it? I know I would. So let's get at it, church.